feeling good, right? It's always good to feel good before you start the torture here. So you can even kind of do small circling motions. My back is kind of tight today. Ugh. Playing around on the floor with little Franklin, backs aren't made for that, you know? Except unless you're a little kid. So you're gonna hug right knee to your chest, left leg will be out straight, and we're going side to side. So again, if you're feeling kind of stiff, if it's rainy, sometimes you feel stiffer. That's a thing, I think. More stiffer, I don't know. And you're gonna go side to side, taking your time. If you wanna have one foot down on the ground, you can. It's kind of up to you of what feels good. And you're just going side to side, that's simple. And you're starting to think about your core and your lower back a little bit, right? You don't want them to feel left out. We're gonna go one more to each side. And then you're gonna have one leg up straight, doesn't matter which side you go to. And you're gonna alternate there. So you're gonna grab behind that hamstring, just nice and gentle, right? And again, you can go nice and slow. You probably don't wanna go fast on this one. If you wanna have the leg you're not pulling towards you on the ground, of course you can, right? And if you find a spot where you're really sore, right, hold it a little bit longer. Because I'm not timing you on this, we just go by feel, you know? Warm up is all about feel. We feel good for about 2 minutes and then we get started, right? So we're gonna go one more to each side. So here's my last one here. And then you're gonna relax those legs down. And of course, we'll do some bridges here. So feet are flat on the ground, you're gonna inhale in, exhale, press those hips up, make sure you squeeze those glutes. Nice, easy inhale coming back, because we will be using our glutes today, right? And we're gonna be doing some Supermans so we can build up some of that low back strength, right? So glutes and Supermans make gloopermans, right? Get it? You combine it, it's a new thing, it's a new thing. It's gonna be trending on Twitter next. So every time you're pressing up, make sure you're squeezing those glutes, right? You're using that exhale, you're stretching out that back, right? And we're just getting range of motion. So again, it doesn't have to be fast. You can take your time, whatever feels good, right? And we're gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna do a half bridge. So on your next rep, you're gonna press all the way up. Then you're just gonna come halfway down and then press back up. So you're just doing that half motion, squeezing your glutes. You're not letting your hips rest. And this is gonna isolate those glutes more, right? So this is what's gonna be able to wake them up. You know it, I can tell. Right, and you keep on squeezing. If you wanna get your arms moving, you can. We will move our arms in a little bit, I promise. But sometimes it feels good just to move your hands around. So on our next motion, you're gonna press up. We're just gonna hold our bridge. And I want you to really think about squeezing and isolating those glutes, right? So you kind of actively have to excessively squeeze. Actively, excessively, right? Those are words that go together. I'm smart today, I promise. So we got 5 more seconds. You got 3, 2, 1, and you're gonna relax on down. All right, so we're gonna have hands behind our head, and we're gonna go into a slow and controlled crunch. So keeping your elbows wide so we can hold that posture. Nice big inhale in. Exhale, we're gonna lift up, push that back down. Nice easy inhale coming back, right? So my hands are a little bit sore today, right? And that doesn't happen for me too often, but I'm sore from Monday's workout. So if you didn't do Monday's workout, you should, because you'll get some nice sore obliques. I'm telling you, it's been sticking with me all week. And I'm like, oh man, what did I do? The good stuff, right? You gotta do the workout and see what it feels like. So we got about 5 more seconds, and then we're gonna do that half crunch, right? Just like how we did our half bridge. So on your next crunch, you're gonna crunch up as high as you can. You're gonna come halfway down and back up. So you're trying to stay up on that on the shoulder blades. You're not letting yourself relax. So keeping your head into your hands, right? Try to relax that head back into those hands. If you're really tight and you're just pulling on your neck, it's not gonna feel good. You want those core muscles to be shaking and burning by this point. Okay, in 5 seconds, we're just gonna do an isometric hold. So on your next motion, crunch up, hold, and I want you to really, really, really actively squeeze those muscles. So squeeze them so much more that it feels like they're gonna shake and cramp up, right? They won't, I don't think, unless you drank too much wine last night. I don't know. You got 3, 2, 1, you're gonna relax. So now we're gonna get our arms involved with our bridge. So we're gonna go back to a bridge. You're gonna start with your hands down by your hips. As you bridge up, you're just gonna raise those arms up. Your hips come down, your arms come down. right? So we're trying to kind of get two parts of our brain working here, right? You're having your legs and arms move together, so your brain has to think a little bit more, right? But it's also going to help warm up those shoulders. So we're going to do two more here. Here's one. On your next bridge, you're going to stay up, and you're just going to alternate. You'll bring one hand down and then the other. So, right, you're touching your palm to the floor and back. But you're going nice and slow and controlled. It doesn't have to be fast. Again, we're just trying to get those shoulders to move, right? We're not doing anything complicated. But we will do the opposite of this motion in a second. So we'll go one more to each arm. There's one. Here's two. So now you're going to bring your hand behind you. You're going to tap the back of your hand to the ground and back, right? So on this is where you're going to find out how tight you really are. If you can't touch the ground, your shoulders are tight, right? So taking your time, you're trying to keep those arms nice and straight. We've got about 10 more seconds here. And then we're going to go to our hands and our knees. Maybe our side, I don't know, you know. So let's go one more to each arm. Here's one. Here's two. You can relax on down. Then we're going to go to our hands and our knees here next. Yay, right? So what we're going to do here, you're just going to have your hands are going to be right underneath your shoulders. You're just going to do an alternating kickback motion. So you're going to kick one leg and then the other. So every time you kick, I want you to straighten that leg, point your toes, squeeze, and come back. So we're kind of going a slower motion with this, just so you can really warm up and stretch out those muscles, right? We want to get all the kinks out before we get started. That way you can't cramp up later. It's a thing. So we got about 10 seconds here. So taking your time, doesn't have to be fast, right? I'm going slow. I'll go as slow as I want, right? You guys can't tell me to go fast. So you got one more to each leg. Here's one. Here's two. Okay, so legs are going to stay put. We're going to just stretch out our arms. So arms are coming straight forward, right? So again, you're going to see if those shoulders are tight, right? My left shoulder is tight. So when I've done both these exercises, it's like, ooh, right? I got to make sure I hold my breath so you guys don't hear me cry with it. Okay, so you're just trying to reach out in front each time. Okay, we got about 15 seconds. And then we're going to combine our arms and legs. Gee whiz, I wonder why, right? You got 10 seconds. Really trying to kind of burn up those arms a little bit because they're going to be stabilizing you today. So one more to each arm. All right, so now you're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg. You're just going into a bird dog, and we are alternating, okay? So taking your time again. It doesn't have to be fast. If you feel like you're about to tip over, you're probably doing the same side. You're not doing opposites. Right? That's a common mistake. A lot of people are trying to do opposites, but they're doing the same side. And that's what I'm here for, right? So you don't tip over, even at home. Okay, we got about 15 seconds. And then we're going to go back to our core for a little bit. Well, maybe not. We'll see. I'm just going to switch up the warm-up as we go. So one more to each arm and leg. And then you're going to relax. You can come back into a child's pose. So your knees can be wide. You're just going to stretch out those arms nice and easy. Right? Ah, that feels good. And then you can come back up. And then we're going to get rolling for the day. So we're going to be on our back to start with. So this is kind of going to be a fun little core blast. And then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the workout. So on these glutes, you have the option. You can be on your elbows. If you're on your elbows, it is going to be harder on your core and back. And if that doesn't feel good, so like if your neck hurts or your back hurts, you're going to be down on your back, and you can keep your head down or you can crunch. Okay, so our first move you're going to do here, if you're on your elbows or in a crunch, I'll show you. But you're going to start with your legs in tabletop, and you're going to kind of kick into an L and then come back. So one leg would come up, one leg would come down, and you'd come back, right? So your head could be down, you can do that same thing, okay? And if this hurts your back, right, you're just gonna alternate which leg you kick up and one foot's down, okay? So we're gonna get started. Ready? And go. So you'd be in tabletop, you'll kick your left leg up, right leg out, you come back, and you want to alternate there, right? So if you're modifying, don't worry about kicking your leg down, you're just gonna alternate which leg kicks up, right? Because we're going for a lot of flexibility here. Okay, and then remember, you could be down in a crunch instead, if that feels better to your neck, or your head can even stay down. So there's a lot of variations to these moves. So do what feels good to you. I'll kind of alternate between all of them, right? And if you need to modify it, keep a foot down, right? And we got about 15 seconds until we go to our next thing. Yeah. So just going side to side. Right, that's no big deal. I don't think so. So we're gonna go one more each way, 1, and here's 2, and then you're gonna relax. So the next move that we're gonna do here, we're gonna combine a bridge with a tabletop move. So here you're gonna press up into a bridge, your hips are gonna come down, brace your core, legs come into tabletop. Legs come down, you bridge up, right? So you're just gonna alternate into that motion, really focusing on that back, right? So you'll press into your bridge. When you pull your legs towards you, if it feels like too much, you could do it with just one leg too, right? So if you wanted to, you could just pull one leg towards you, come down, and press up, right? So the main part of this is really paying attention to your core and your lower back, right? We're trying to get that core fired up. So later in our workout, you're gonna be more aware of where it's at, okay? And you're just alternating between those two moves, right? You're bringing your legs towards you. When you bring those legs down, it is hard. You're bridging and squeezing, right? And you're coming back. That's not too bad. No, it's not awful, but it is hard if you're doing it right. But you just have to think with it, right? So you're doing a great job here. We've got about 15 seconds. Just going from each move, taking your time, right? So you don't have to go fast. You should feel your core engaged during this, right? So your abs should be awake. It should burn. It shouldn't be the easiest thing you've done all day. We're gonna do one more of each. So here's one bridge. Here's one tabletop. I'm gonna relax my legs, and we're going to our next core move. So again, you could be on your elbows, right? Or you could be down in a crunch. And we're gonna do more of a bicycle leg motion here. So you're in the tabletop, and you're just gonna alternate your legs right here. Okay, so we're getting those hip flexors involved. Right, you're trying to stretch out. So again, if you wanted to modify, you could come down to a crunch, right, and hold there. Or if you need to keep one foot down, you hold a crunch and you'll modify keeping one foot down on the ground. So there's a lot of variations. I'm starting my clock. You kind of keep going. So here's the modifier still if you're kind of watching me. Okay, if you want to step up from that, you'll hold your crunch and your legs will just be out, kicking like a bicycle, right? And if you're feeling real crazy, you're up on those elbows, holding that posture, okay? So keep on rocking through, core is tight, you're breathing. I hope you're breathing. And we got 15 seconds until we go to our next move. Right, so we're almost done with like our second warm-up, we'll call this. Right, and that'll make you roll your eyes at me. Second warm-up, what's wrong with her? Nah, nothing. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you're gonna relax. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're back into a bridge. So you are gonna press into a bridge. Your left leg's gonna come into tabletop. It's gonna kick up straight. It's gonna come back to tabletop and come back down. So you're in a bridge this whole time, okay? So left leg comes to tabletop, left leg kicks up straight, left leg comes down to tabletop, left leg comes down. So you're just trying to stay in that bridge that whole time and kick that leg up and back. Right, so it's tabletop, kick, it comes right back down, right? So if that hurts your back, you could just do core bracing and keep those hips down, right? Or you can stay up in that bridge because we're trying to coordinate our glutes and our core. That's what we're doing right here because our moves today are gonna be, guess what? Glutes and core, you guessed it. So we've got 2 more on this left leg. So there's 1, right? Here is 2. Okay, so still in your bridge. Now we're switching. So right leg comes to tabletop, right leg kicks, right leg bends, right leg is down, right? So right now I can tell my right hamstring is tight, feels tight. It might not look it, but trust me, it is. Okay, so just nice and controlled here, really stretching out that leg, right? And you're feeling good. You're like, oh yeah, this feels good. Okay, we got 3 more here. So here's 1, we're kicking, we're back. We're down, here's 2, kicking, back, down, here's 3, kicking, back, down, you're gonna relax. All right, So we got that stuff over with. So what we're gonna do here next, we've got some glutes and lower back moves that we're gonna do. So we're gonna alternate between the two. You're gonna be on your hands and knees for most of this. If it bothers your wrists, you can go to your elbows. So our first move we're gonna do is an alternating fire hydrant. So you're just gonna come wide to one side, wide to the other, right? Go for it. So head's not hanging down, you wanna stay nice and tall in those arms, right? And you wanna pay attention as your body shifts its weight. So you don't wanna just be tilting and going crazy, but you are going side to side. You're controlling those legs. You're breathing, right? You don't have to watch me. We're doing this for a minute. So you just get to enjoy the burn. Ha ha. Okay, going side to side here, right? And it's gonna get more fun from here, I promise you. It's gonna be so fun, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that was so fun. Why don't we do more of it? Exactly, I agree. Okay, we got about 15 seconds here. And then we're gonna do an isometric hold, but we're only gonna do it on one side. Uh-oh. We're gonna leave out one side, because who cares about it, right? So you got 5 seconds here. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, here's 5. Then you're gonna bring your left leg wide and hold. So you're holding that left leg in that fire hydrant. You're staying up nice and tall. You're breathing. I know it burns. Doesn't feel good, but thinking about it not feeling good doesn't make it easier. You have 15 seconds, okay? You're doing a great job. Keep holding on to it. 10 seconds to go, right? You're almost there. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg's down, right leg's wide. Oh! You thought I was gonna let you skip it. I wasn't. I told you I was, but I wasn't, yeah. So that right leg's just hanging out. You're staying up nice and tall. So you should be screaming at both hips right now, right? But make sure you're staying strong. Make sure you're breathing. You have 10 seconds, then we're gonna go into 2 Superman moves. Okay, so you'll get a little bit of a glute break, okay? Keep on breathing. You have 10 seconds. I think I said that, but you get an extra 10 for good luck. You got 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, so now we're coming to our stomach, and we're gonna do alternating Superman. So you're always gonna have an arm and a foot down on the ground. You're gonna lift opposites, you're lifting up and going side to side. So point your toe, lift that leg up as much as you can, right? And you're trying to lift up and reach, right? So we're kind of starting with a basic Superman move here, but we're working our hamstrings and our glutes with it, right? So strong glutes help every kind of pain you might have in your body, right? That's why we're focusing on it. So we're just going side to side. You're lifting as high as you can. You're pointing those toes. You're squeezing. You're thinking like, I can do this one all day. It feels a lot better than those fire hydrants. And it might, yeah. So in 10 seconds, we're gonna go into full Supermans, okay? So you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now you're gonna lift both arms and legs at the same time. You'll squeeze, hold for a second, slowly come back down. Okay, so we're gonna lift and squeeze, come back down. Lift and squeeze, come back down. So your goal is to get your sternum up high enough to face the wall in front of you. And that's really not that high, right? That's doable. You can do it, I promise. Okay, you're lifting up, squeezing, and back. Lifting up, squeezing, and back. So every time you lift and squeeze those glutes, right? Squeeze your calves, squeeze those shoulder blades even, okay? On your next motion, you're gonna lift, and we're gonna hold. So you have a 15-second hold here. So lift up as high as you can, keep on breathing. If you needed to modify, you could put one of your hands down and one of your legs down if you need, but otherwise, hang on to it. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. All right, so now we're back to our hands and our knees. We're gonna do alternating fire hydrant kicks. So you're gonna come wide, you'll kick, come back down, wide, kick, and back. Okay, so fire hydrant, you're just adding a little extra kick to it. Go for it. So you'll kick and back, right? So let's say that kick didn't feel good to you, right? You could just do the alternating fire hydrant instead. right? If it feels like it's too much, right? But on this, you've got to move a little bit slower. You're trying to extend that leg, point your toe, right? And it's a lot more fun this way, isn't it? It really is. I can tell you're going to say that. You're like, oh yeah, this is the most fun thing we've done all day. Okay, you're doing a great job here. In 15 seconds, we're going to do a little bit of a hold kind of. Oh no. Okay, you're doing a great job. You got 5 seconds. Okay, so what you're going to do, your left leg is going to come out wide. You're going to do that kick, and you're going to tap the ground and lift. Tap and lift. It's disgusting feeling, I know. Hoo-wee. Yuck, 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 right? You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to your kicks, right? We're going right into kicking. We'll do that right side in a little bit, I promise. I won't forget. You have 5 seconds until we do our right side lift. Okay, 1 more to each side. Okay, and then keep that right leg out. Lift up and down. Yeah. Whose idea was this? Okay, head's not hanging down. Keep on lifting. Staying nice and strong. You have 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. You're gonna relax. Oh yeah, thank goodness. Now we're going back to our stomach. So what we're gonna do here, we've got 2 Superman moves. So move number 1, you're going to lift, row, come back, come down. Lift, row and squeeze, come back, come down, right? So go ahead and get started. Lift, row, back, down, right? Lift, row, back, down. So lift, row, back, down. Every time you row, squeeze those shoulder blades as much as you can, right? Because you want to make sure it counts. Okay, you're doing a great job. So on your next Superman, you're going to stay lifted and you're just going to row. So every time you row, try to lift up higher and squeeze and back, right? Squeeze and back, right? So try to stay lifted, squeezing. We're gonna go 5 more here. Here's 1, coming back, 2, coming back, 3, coming back, 4, coming back, 5, coming back, and relax, right? But that wasn't our second Superman move. Ha. So now we're gonna do like a sky, we're gonna do, what's that called? Skydiving, that's the word. So you're gonna lift, your arms are gonna come back. You're trying to reach your thumbs to your thigh and then come back. Okay, ready? And go. So you're gonna lift, thumb to thigh and back. So you're trying to lift up as high as you can. You're squeezing and coming back. Pulling back, lift and down, right? Pulling back, lift and down. It's so fun. You know we're gonna do a hold with it. Okay, so on your next motion, you're gonna pull back, lift, and you're pulsing your thumbs together. So you're acting like you're trying to touch your thumbs together. Hands are above those hamstrings. Keep on holding on to it. If you need to modify, put a foot down. You could even put both feet down. Keep on pulsing. You have 15 seconds. You're lifted, 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 pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. You're feeling so happy. It's so exciting, right? 10 seconds. You're almost there. You're pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Again. So good, we got those out of the way. Now we're gonna finish up with some core. So we're going back to our back, right? So just a little bit of core bracing here, and then we're gonna be done for the day, okay? So on these, you can have your head down the whole time. You're gonna be doing alternating leg drops, right? So one comes down and then the other. If you wanna modify, put one foot down, just focus on one leg at a time. We ready? And go. So exhale, your leg comes down. Inhale, it comes back. So really pay attention to that lower back. You wanna make sure that it's staying flat to the ground the whole time. So if that means you need to have one foot down on the ground, that's okay, right? Do what you feel like you need to do to maintain rhythm, okay? And if you're doing one leg at a time, you could switch, right? So if you're modifying, you can. If you're alternating, keep hanging on to it. So keep those knees bent. Try to keep those shoulders relaxed. Okay, we're gonna go about 10 more seconds, and then we're gonna go into both legs. Yay! So one more each, and then keep those legs together. So now we're gonna go into both legs. So exhale, those legs will come down as far as you feel you can. Inhale, they come back. So if you're modifying, do a small, small motion. Don't even worry about your legs coming down far. It's gonna work your core like crazy, no matter how you do this, right? So if you're making it even halfway, your abs should be shaking like crazy, right? If your feet touch the ground, you better be feeling like there's an earthquake under your body. Okay, nice and controlled. We're gonna go for about 15 more seconds. So even in that 15 seconds, if you did one, that's perfect. Go at a speed that feels good to you, right? Focus, focus, focus. We got 2 more. Let's do 2 more, okay? So if you're doing one, you better not. All right, so here's the last one. You can relax. You can hug your knees to your chest for a second. So now we're going to have both legs up straight. So on both legs up straight, I like to hold a crunch. You don't have to, but we're trying to keep our legs straight. Exhale, one comes down. Inhale, comes back, and you'll go side to side. So again, if you modify, one foot is down. You just focus on that one leg. Ready? And go. Okay, so again, going at your own speed. When your legs are straight, it's going to work a lot more of your lower abs. Okay, so be aware of what your body feels like. If you have back pain, put a foot down, right? Or you could even do a smaller range of motion, right? Nobody's saying you have to do anything wild. Okay, going side to side here. We got about 10 seconds, so switch sides if you're doing one leg at a time. I'll add time because I forgot to tell you. Right, and if you don't like your head up, doesn't have to be up. It is harder to core brace though with your head down. Okay, we're gonna go one more to each leg, or one more if you're doing one leg. Okay, so here's our big grand finale. We're gonna do both legs together. So on this, start with small, small movements and go from there. Okay, so exhale, come down, inhale, come back up, right? So I'm starting with a small move, kind of testing out the waters. From there, if you feel like you can go a little bit further, do it, right? If that feels good, doing a smaller motion up top, perfect. The lower you get, the harder it is, right? So as you get going, if you feel like you can test it a little bit more, you can, but just be aware of what those legs are doing, right? It's not easy, I know. Okay, we've got about 15 seconds. Taking your time with this move, keeping the core tight, keeping the back down. Okay, we're gonna do 3 more. Here's 1, coming back. Here's 2, coming back. Here's 3, coming back. You relax, and you're all done. All right, all the good stuff.